So this is Steve Nash. Welcome back to the studio. You've been a busy boy since we last spoke to you with your own music. But since I last spoke to you, you released a fantastic piece of music called Battles, which we'll come to in a little bit, because I think as a treat you're going to play a version live in a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit more stripped down than the release single, sort of in its organic form.
Which is lovely. So we look forward to hearing that in a bit. But I just wanted to come back to this whole solo stuff, because a lot of people will still remember you from Maldune, because in fact you did have a gig, didn't you, over Christmas?
It was just a bit before, sort of a little bit before that. And so we've done the odd gigs, so there is that sort of familiarity with Maldune, but it's just trying to, doing the acoustic stuff on my own, it's just trying to push the albums out there, the songs and everything that I'm doing, really.
And we were talking about it just off air there, and you reckon it's about 3 years since you've been doing the solo acoustic stuff?
It's about 3 years since World Outside My Window was released, and that was sort of, it was almost dipping the toe in the water, see what was going to happen, see what people thought. But after we did World Outside My Window, I kind of thought, I'm not really that bothered what people think, because this is what I want to do.
Excellent.
So if people like it, it's brilliant. If they don't, it's really not a problem either. You know, this is what I do. Embrace it or don't, and nobody will fall out over it, you know, because not everybody likes the same thing. So it is very different to the band stuff. It's a lot more mellow, but it's a side of me that I wanted to show, that the more acoustic side. The songs that in some ways didn't suit the band, but from going there, I've kind of learnt more about myself as a songwriter, because it is just me all of a sudden, and it's been a really, really good 3 years.
So do you feel like your style now has developed over those 3 years? And do you feel like it's a bit different now, or...?
From the first album to In the Distance I See Light, which I released about a year ago, I can sort of almost see there's an album there as opposed to a collection of songs. And I feel like I've grown within myself and grown. I can almost feel it in the song. There's a bit more maturity about what I'm writing and how I'm writing it as well. And a lot of that as well is a lot of thanks to Phil and Small Bear Records, because the help that they've given along the way, the long hours of recording, getting things right. And it's all part of the process of growing as a person and as a songwriter.
Is it a bit scary though, because obviously when you're with Muldoon, full band, you know, big sound going on, is it a bit scary, just you and your guitar?
It's still very, very different. There's still that idea of when you do make a mistake, I do almost look around to find other people, but they're not there. I have to deal with it, and you have to get on with it. So it's very different, but it's also rewarding in a different sense, because it is just you. And you know, the nice things that people say are directed at you. And also the not so nice things which people say, which is fine as well, they're directed at you. But that's how you learn to grow about yourself. The criticisms and the positivities, you can use them both in different ways.
You have such a great perspective on this. You're a better man than me, I tell you, because I find it really hard to deal with that sort of thing, the criticism.
Initially I did, but then I've got this sort of thing. The way that I look at it is I don't worry about what I can't control. If I can't control what people think about what I do. I can only do my very best, and that's all I'll ever do. And if people like it, I'm ever so grateful for the people who have supported me, bought the albums, bought the songs, turned up at gigs. To the people who have been critical about the set list or critical about a vocal or a tune, they've got every right to, because they are the audience. The criticisms that I'm given, I try and turn them to positive, and I'll go away, and hopefully the next time they see me, they'll go, oh, well, he listened to what I said. Oh, you know, he wasn't just lying when he said it, he was taking it on board. But you have to take the good with the bad. That is music.
You are so wise. When did you become so wise?
I don't know. Just don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, please.